Double honors to the elders and apostles of good wisdom. Shalom also to the 1/3 Israelites, which include the Judah children, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Indians who are still oppressed together according to the book of Jeremiah 50 and 33, but to whom still lay paternity, adoption, the giving of the law, the promises, the glory, and the covenants, according to the book of Romans chapter 9. Okay, and this is from this article site blacklistednews.com. Navy denies FOIA request to publish secret UFO videos or UAP videos due to national security risk. Source 0H. Okay, the US Navy published 3 videos revealing unidentified flying objects, UFOs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, in 2020. Those stunning videos shot by Navy pilots showed high-tech aircraft maneuvering at incredible speeds that would make supersonic 5th-generation fighters look slow. The service squashed any hope for additional releases of UAP videos because it would harm national security. In response to a Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) request filed by the government transparency site The Black Vault, the Navy denied the further release of UAP videos. You see, because maybe also because they know that it's basically the angels, okay? Chariots of the Lord, okay, or the chariots of the Lord, if you will. We don't talk too much around, we will go into few scriptures. Psalms 68 and 17, the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. You see, angels, the Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. To release of this information will harm national security, as it may provide adversaries valuable information regarding Department of Defense, Navy operations, vulnerabilities, and or capabilities. While 3 UAP videos were released in the past, the facts specific to those 3 videos are unique in that those videos were initially released via unofficial channels before official release. Those events were discussed extensively in the public domain. In fact, major news outlets conducted specials on these events. Given the amount of information in the public domain regarding these encounters, it was possible to release the files without further damage to national security. Gregory Kaysen, Deputy Director of Navy's FOIA office, wrote in a response letter. It appears the Navy made no attempts to conceal the existence of other UAP videos, hence the FOIA request denial. In May, the Department of Defense (DoD) held the first hearing on UAP since the 1960s. The hearing discussed the government's database of at least 144 UAP sightings since 2004. And I'll show you something different, okay? So it's 144, okay, sightings. Guess where you find that number? Revelation 21 and 17. And he measured the wall thereof in 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is of the angel. Okay, but it talks also about the new song. Yeah, I believe. Verse 3. Okay, Revelation 14 and verse 3. Oh, let me start at 1, okay? Because it talks even 2 times about the number. So we've read it 3 times in this lesson. Verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood before the mount on the Mount Zion, and with him 140 and 4,000. Okay, 140 and 4,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb wherever or whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto God and to the Lamb. We did lessons on the fact that this is not talking about literal virgins. Okay, It means the doctrine, what they learned, okay, basically. Okay, they are not defiled with women, because women are these different doctrines out there, okay, from different heathen nations and things like that, okay. Down here, I got it. Okay, if you watch that, okay, there's nature by numbers and things like that. Okay, you can study the topic a lot, and you will have that number of 144 being a special number. Okay, so of course what we say, what we do, especially the Bible, has a lot also to do with mathematics. Okay, here you go. You have 2, then 3, then 5, then 8, then 13, then 21, then 34, and then you have 55, and then you have 89, and then 144. See. Okay, but as I said, you can study that on YouTube first and foremost. Okay, you have people studying that more. Okay, because we're here to study the Bible, not numbers, but it's interesting that the number 144, okay, just like these sightings, 144 sightings since 2004, okay, are basically special. Okay, so it appears the US government doesn't want potential adversaries to know precisely what their Navy pilots have seen or understand, and for science fiction fans and simple human curiosity about UAPs, well, the official release of additional UAP videos appears over for now. What a total buzzkill. Here's a copy of the Navy's of the Black Falls FOIA denial from the Navy. Mr. John Greenwald, the Black Vault, sent via email to john@greenwald.com. Dear Mr. Greenwald, this is in reference to your Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, Privacy Act, PA, request dated July the 11th, 2022. Your request was received in our office on the same day and assigned case number Don Navy 2022, whatever number this is means here. Okay, 010360. In the course of processing your FOIA request, our office contacted the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, UAP Task Force, to conduct a search for applicable, I can't read it so small, applicable records. Accordingly, that office searched their local files for records relating to a copy of records, electronic or otherwise, of all videos with the designation of Unidentified Aerial Phenomena or UAP as archived by the US Navy. The UAP task force has responded back to DNS 36 and have stated that the requested videos contain sensitive information pertaining to unidentified aerial phenomena UAP and are classified and are exempt from disclosure in their entirety under exemption 5 U.S.U.S.C. Okay, paragraph, how you say in English, let me check this. Current paragraph 552 B1 in accordance with Executive Order 13526 and the UAP Security Classification Guide. The release of this information will harm national security as it may provide adversaries valuable information regarding Department of Defense Navy operations, vulnerabilities and or capabilities. No portions of the videos can be segregated for release. While 3 UAP videos were released in the past, the facts specific to those 3 videos are unique in that those videos were initially released via unofficial channels before public domain. Before official release, Salaria. Those events were discussed extensively in the public domain. In fact, major news outlets conducted specials on these events. Given the amount of information in the public domain regarding these encounters, it was possible to release the files without further damage to national security. You have the right to an appeal. It must be received within 19 calendar days from the date of this letter. Please provide the appellate authority. See below. The following is an envelope marked FOIA appeal. A letter requesting an appeal that explains what you are appealing with any supporting arguments or reasons you think may be worthy of consideration, a copy of your initial request, a copy of the letter of denial. Also, please provide a copy of your appeal letter, blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's interesting, of course, to see stuff like this. Okay, because again, this is clearly the angels. Okay, and let's get some other scripture. Okay, here, for example, it doesn't talk about a great mountain. Of course, it talks about a UAP. Okay. 2nd Ezra 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had craved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Okay, so if you really believe, if he craved himself a mountain, not a UFO, okay, there's, just say that you are deceived, okay, because how should somebody fly on a mountain? It makes no sense. Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not, can't, because it was a UAP / UFO. And I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Let's get into some other verse, strangeness of his salvation. Because this is a really interesting verse, chapter here. Which the whole book from Wisdom of Solomon is interesting, but let's read Wisdom of Solomon 5. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness, before the face of such as have afflicted him, talking about there exists no UAPs or UFOs, okay, and made no account of his labors, okay, because we do many videos about the so-called UAPs, UFOs, okay, that they are the angels, things like that. Okay, you find it in GMS. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Can't, because it's of course fearful if you see all these UAPs. They shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed. Can't, because it's so amazing seeing so much advanced, so much better advanced technology. At the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision in the proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints? Come, because they will even more have groaning for anguish of spirit in these last days, because they will see how all the 144k, the special number what we're talking about today, will be established in the kingdom. Okay, the real Hebrew Israelite man elect. Shalom with that, and all praises to YAHAWAH.